Hola, hola, es la profesora Jessica. It's nice to see everybody. Today we're going to be doing lesson 1.01, 1.01, and we are going to learn about My Life and Me. Se habla español aquí. Spanish is spoken here. So this is going to be the first of many videos. Be patient with me. I promise they will get better. But let's go ahead and dive into today's lesson. All right, amigos. So we are starting with Conectando al Mundo. And as I go through this, I'm going to be reading through and we're going to be learning a lot about culture and countries today. So we'll move it along, amigos. What do David Beckham, Liza Koshy, Lupita Nyong'o, and Dakota Fanning all have in common? Ellos hablan español, they speak Spanish. So a quick Google search will reveal that many famous non-Latinos have mastered Spanish, and so can you. They are connecting to the world around them. You are starting a journey to learn the second most commonly spoken language in the world, and now you will have hundreds of millions more amigos to talk to. That's right, over 400 million people speak Spanish, and you will make it 400 million and one. This beautiful language is officially spoken in 20 countries from North America to Africa. So remember that there is a note guide, study guide provided for you. Make sure you have that accessible, whether you print it, have it saved, but follow along and fill it out with your notes. So question, can you guess what country has the second highest number of Spanish speakers? It's not Spain, it is actually the United States. The only other country that has more Spanish speakers is Mexico. Wow, can you believe that? The US has more Spanish speakers than Spain. It is astonishing considering that the US doesn't even have it as an official language. So here, every journey has a beginning, and we're about to start by learning how to answer the most basic question. ¿Dónde se habla español? Where is Spanish spoken? So let's take a look. As you can see, start to reveal. And notice the difference between commonly used and official language. There we are. So yes, it is the official language of much of South America, Central America, North America, and Spain. There is even, I don't know if you can see that, but a tiny little area there that also speaks Spanish in Africa. And as you can see, in the United States, it is commonly used. There are other parts of the world where that may not be the official language, but there may be several Spanish speakers actually residing in there. So, muy bien, continuamos. Aprender el idioma es como un rompecabezas. It is like a puzzle. At first, you are just looking at bits and pieces. Sometimes the pieces are clear, they come together easily. Other times, you feel as though there is a piece missing. But if you stick to it, the picture will become clear. With Spanish, by putting pieces together, you will eventually have a conversation. So, keeping important things in mind, you will make mistakes. Don't let that stop you. It might be uncomfortable, but your brain grows with challenges. And things will become clear as you piece together what you know. So, here's a good quote by Thomas Edison: "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time, and each time one more time." Keep in mind there are some symbols here. There is an orange globe and a blue globe. And as we go through them, we'll see when they arrive. Ultimate power and note guide. Oh, that's right. Okay. Next slide. So, Descubre México y América Central. Let's discover more about the Spanish-speaking countries of Mexico and Central America. We're going to start with Mexico and work our way around. Be sure to visit each country and read the fun facts. They will come in handy in this lesson. You will meet a few friends to help guide you. Be sure to take notes on the country name. Don't forget to learn the Spanish spelling and its capital. Who knows what you might find out. Check it.
Hola, vivo en México. Soy mexicana. Mi nombre es Luna. Yo hablo español. I also speak inglés or English. I live in Mexico City, or La Ciudad de Mexico, or CDMX for short. This is said in Spanish as CDMX. Did you know CDMX was built on a lake and is said to sink about half a foot each year? I hope we all know how to swim. Mexico has 7 Spanish-speaking neighbors. My friend Sergio lives in a country al sur de Mexico.
So let's follow the rules and clues about the countries on the map to learn more. Sur de Mexico, capital name, is so long that locals have shortened it to Tegus, greater than 3,000 feet above sea level. So where would that be? Guatemala. Oh, it looks like it's over here. Honduras.
Correcto. You have arrived at the right place. Yo soy Sergio y vivo en Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Yo soy hondureño. My amiga Luna told me you'd be coming. In Tegus, we don't have that sinking problema. Tegus is over 3,000 feet above sea level. Wow, that is high. Thanks for visiting. There is so much more to learn about America Central. Here is a hint about where to check out next. Meet my friend Catalina, who lives in the country known for volcano surfing and freshwater sharks. Good luck figuring that one out.
All right, I'm sure we're going to make some mistakes, but let's go ahead and try. Let's try here. Nope, we were wrong. Here it is, Nicaragua.
Así es. That's it. I can't believe you found me. Yo soy Catalina. Yo vivo en Nicaragua. Soy nicaragüense. I live on the Pacific coast, not in the capital city of Managua. Here, surfing is so popular that the season has its own name, La Canícula. And if you don't like water, go to Cerro Negro to surf down black volcanic ash. It hurts more than agua if you crash, though. Just be careful in Lake Nicaragua. It's the only place in the world with freshwater bull sharks. Adios, amigo.
Right, so you made it to Nicaragua and found Catalina. Select the map locations to revisit the countries or restart your trip to Central America from the beginning. But we can take a look at a couple of other places like Guatemala. Do you love chocolate bars? Thank Guatemala. And apparently the Maya people first invented the chocolate bar. They were also the first to use the concept of zero. Here we have El Salvador is home to Joya de Serén, which is called the Bombay of the New World. It is a pre-Hispanic farming village that was covered by a volcano eruption around 500 AD. Here we have Costa Rica is the hummingbird capital of the world. 52 different species live in Costa Rica. And we have Panama. Panama hats are originally from Ecuador. However, they were often sent to Panama before being shipped to the rest of the world. The sale of these hats funded a revolution in Ecuador. All right, so we have a little bit of each country, including Honduras and Nicaragua, and moving on. So in class, we'll talk about reviewing some of these facts and this information. So stay around, come to class, and we'll see what we learned. All right, moving forward to polyglots. Polyglots rock. Do you know what a polyglot is? It's a person that speaks several languages, which, yes, I do think it's awesome. I hope you do too. Just think of the advantages of being multilingual. Our world is driven by an internet that can connect even the most obscure countries to the world. Have you played an online game with a person from another country? Do you follow international stars or YouTubers? These days, online gaming, jobs, social media, and travel can all be enhanced by being bilingual or a polyglot. You have already mastered English, and now you are on your way to mastering Spanish. Being bilingual or a polyglot means you are opening your world to many more opportunities to connect with people from around the world. You will learn about several more countries where Spanish is spoken. So let's explore South America. Meanwhile, this is an example of how to sound like a polyglot if you happen to be a frog. The same sound sounds different in various different languages. So we say ribbit. In Spanish, they say crua, crua. In Romanian, oac, oac. Coa, quiero, quiero, quack, and cra, cra. So different sounds by the same animal based on their different countries and languages spoken. So here we go. Destapa los secretos de América del Sur. Let's uncover more secrets of South America, where our friends hablan español. So you will also see that the South American continent touches 4 major bodies of water: the Caribbean Sea, the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, and the Southern Ocean. It has the highest navigable lake, Lake Titicaca, and the longest rivers, the Amazon and the Orinoco. This amazing continent is also home to Angel and Iguazu Falls, some of the highest waterfalls in the Southern Hemisphere. Uncover more about these Spanish-speaking countries, which we will do in South America, where there is no shortage of natural wonders. So be sure to visit each country and read the fun facts. Here we go to check in.
Bienvenidos a Ecuador. Mi nombre es Fernando. Soy ecuatoriano. My country is named after the equator. Mount Chimborazo, Ecuador's highest mountain, is the point on Earth closest to the sun. Thanks for visiting. Can you find my friend Bibi? She lives al norte. That's to the north of me. Her country has 3 borders made by water.
Could we think it could be? Let's try 3 countries. Oh, that's a tough one. Maybe here?
Buenos días. Soy Viviana y soy colombiana. Vivo en Bogotá, la capital. My friends call me Bibi. Although Colombia is known for coffee, which I love, we are also the 2nd largest exporter of flowers in the world. Also, remember there is no you in Colombia. I would like to introduce you to Andrés. He lives in a country with no coast. Can you guess where that is?
Well, I think there's 2 options here. Let's try Bolivia.
Muy bien, you found me. Yo me llamo Andrés. Soy de Bolivia. Bolivia is a landlocked country, but that doesn't mean there isn't cool stuff here. We have many natural wonders to enjoy, but mi favorito is mountain biking. My country is home to the most dangerous road to bike, Yungas Road. It also has the best views. Next, you should go check out my friend Solara. She lives in the birthplace of the tango. Ciao.
Place of tango. Oh, I know this one. Let's go to Argentina.
Bienvenidos a Argentina. Mi nombre es Solara. Soy argentina. I am so glad you found me. This is the birthplace of the tango, Lionel Messi, Che Guevara, and animation. Yes, you heard that correctly. The very first person to use animation was an Argentinian, Quirino Cristiani. Gracias por visitar. Thanks for visiting my home. I hope you have discovered some cool things about South America.
Wonderful. So there are lots of other countries. We're just going to explore Uruguay. Soccer fans, did you know that Uruguay hosted the first World Cup in 1930, which it won? They almost went to war with Argentina over it. Oh, goodness. It was very competitive, and I'm sure you soccer players are familiar with that. Chile. Did you know that llamas are not the only camels in Chile? There are 3 types of camels related to the llama: vicuña, alpaca, and guanaco. Chile is home to them all. Here we have Paraguay. Asunción is the capital. Paraguay's first language is not Spanish. Guarani is its first language and Spanish its second. It is also one of few South American countries to retain its native tongue as an official language. All right, so making our way up, we have Peru, Lima. The potato is originally from Peru, and there are over 3,000 different varieties. Proud Peruvians use the phrase, soy más peruano que la papa. I am more Peruvian than the potato. We've already learned about Ecuador, and we've already learned about Colombia. Here's Venezuela, the capital is Caracas. There is a persistent storm at Lake Maracaibo, Venezuela. Lightning storms last for about 10 hours, 140 to 160 nights a year. That accounts for about 1.2 million lightning discharges per year, called Catatumbo lightning. Wow, that was fascinating. I've never heard of that. So here we go, moving forward. Remember, there is a note guide, and in class we'll follow up by some activities to see how well we learned. Las lenguas románticas. So what do you think of when you hear Romance languages? Do you think of candies and flowers? Well, that's not quite right, according to this. Romance languages are rooted in the language of the Roman Empire, which is Latin, hence the name Romance. These languages are so similar that sometimes they are mistaken for one another. So can you guess which languages they are? Spanish is one of them. French, Portuguese, Italian, and Romanian. So we have 5 different Romance languages, all deriving from Latin. Often it is said that if you know one, you can easily understand, or at least much easier, understand somebody speaking a different language, and it becomes much easier to acquire more of those languages. So you are learning Spanish, but did you know that this is only a gateway language? Once you master it, you can learn or at least understand 4 other related languages. You are well on your way to becoming a polyglot. Oh, I guess they agree with me. All right, number 7. Haya el esplendor del Caribe, África y España. What do a crocodile and a bear have in common? These are symbols to represent countries where Spanish is an official language. Cuba is called el cocodrilo, or the crocodile, because of its shape. In Spain, a bear eating fruit from a tree can be found on the flag and is the symbol of Madrid. Now, you will be introduced to the reach of the Spanish conquest. For example, many Caribbean islands were once colonies of Spain. And did you know that there is a small Spanish-speaking country on the large continent of Africa? Now you can stump your friends by asking them about these countries. Start with El Cocodrilo to meet Rogelio. Be sure to visit each country and read the fun facts.
¿Qué pasa? Hola desde La Habana, Cuba. Me llamo Rogelio. Cuba is the hometown of salsa, the music, not the sauce. Recently, a rare form of an ancient fish called the manjuari, the Cuban gar, was found here. This is not to be confused with the Cuban cigar. I cracked myself up. Thank you for visiting. Por favor, visit my amiga Lucia. She lives in the land where bears and honey trees are national symbols.
Which, after learning, we're going to go to España.
Gracias, Rogelio. Bienvenidos a Madrid. Mi nombre es Lucía y soy española. Welcome to the motherland of the Spanish language, Madrid, and more specifically, La Puerta del Sol is the heart of Spain. Here, I meet my friends around the bear statue, and we have churros y chocolate. Yum! Eating is a huge part of our social life. Gracias y chao!
All right, so we made it to Spain and the map location to revisit other places. So we have Cuba, which we've already been to. Here we have La República Dominicana, which the capital is Santo Domingo, is the island nation that shares Hispaniola with Haiti. It is a nation of firsts. It was first encountered by Christopher Columbus, and it was the first country with the first capital, cathedral, and university in North and South America. La República Dominicana. And we have here Guinea Ecuatorial. capital Malabo. This is the only country in Africa that has Spanish as a national language. Its capital is on a volcanic island. So here we have all 4 countries. Moving forward, remember there is a note guide. Take notes because this particular lesson is very culture related. So here we have some activities. Please join us in class to review. And then we have, ¿Qué le pasó a Puerto Rico? What happened? Did you notice one glaring omission from the Spanish-speaking countries mentioned? Where is Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico was not included in this list because as a Commonwealth of the United States, it is not an independent country. However, it does have its own Olympic team. They won their first gold medal in 2016 and international soccer team. So what was Puerto Rico's Commonwealth status mean for its citizens? Although Puerto Ricans are American citizens, they cannot vote for the president while living on the island. And they only have one non-voting representative in the legislative branch. The steady flow of Puerto Ricans to the mainland is not immigration, but rather migration, since they aren't technically moving to a new country. For example, if you moved from Alaska to Texas, that is migration. Consider this. In English, we say that a person from the U.S. is American. However, in Spanish, americano refers to anyone who lives in the North or South American continents. It is not a nationality, but a geographical designation like European or Europeo. Also, if you are from the USA, you are actually not americano, but estadounidense, United Statesen. So this means that Puerto Ricans are estadounidenses, americanos, and puertorriqueños. All right, hopefully you learned a lot. I will see you all in class if you have live classes with me. I have the slideshow that we're going to be using, so refer to that for a review. And after that, there will be a quiz. All right, amigos, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you're having live classes with me, I'll see you in clase. Adios.